Welcome, rugby family, friends, and fans, to the 2019 inaugural Women's Canadian Rugby Club Championships. Thank you for tuning in to SportsCanada.TV, where all games will be streamed live this weekend. This first ever club championships for women is taking place at Fletchers Fields in Markham, Ontario, the mecca of Ontario rugby. Following this weekend of battles on the field, the best women's rugby team in the country will be crowned on Sunday afternoon. We would like to give a big thank you to all the clubs across the country who, without their participation in league play, this event would not be possible. Also, a huge shout out to the CRCC committee that includes Davine Burton, Roger Smith, Hans de Goody, Mike Holmes, Janice Kugel, Kathy Calderola, Maureen McMahon, Mandy Marchek, Barbara Mervyn, and Mark Bryant. Our first game of the tournament is being played between Capilano RFC and Charlottetown. Capilano RFC is from North Vancouver and Charlottetown from PEI. The West meets the East. Today I'm being joined by Tamara Dixon. Tamara Dixon is a veteran of the game, of the beautiful game. Tamara Dixon's been playing this beautiful game for 22 years. She started as a teenager. She has been a member of the Aurora Barbs, the Brampton Beavers, and is currently coordinating and leading the organization of the Guardian Angels. My name is Marlene Donaldson. I'm a former national team player, and you'll get to know us better throughout the weekend. The team rosters for today's game. For Capilano, number 1, Michaela Nelson. Number 2, Jillian Bogue. Number 3, Melissa Robinson. Number 4, Katerina Josephides. Number 5, Natalie Bellevue. Number 6, Jessica Hanna. Number 7, Nicola Jones. Number 8, Lindsay Nicholson. Number 9, Christina Burnham. Number 10, Shannon Craig. Number 11, Heather Muir. Number 12, Macy Munson. Number 13, Ella Marwick. Number 14, Sophia Zabricki. Number 15, Ashley Robinson. For Charlottetown Rugby Club, number 1, Sarah McLeod. Number 2, Frances McWilliam. 3, Ellen Murphy. 4, Sophie Carragher. 5, Lauren Shado. Number 6, Megan Larkin. Number 7, Nikki Triantafilo. Number 8, Becca Chapman. Number 9, Emily Keane, who is captain. 10, Danielle Lacey. 11, Maggie Grimmer. 12, Annika Onika Dykeman. 13, Alicia Corrigan. 14, Maddie Shea. 15, Tara Campbell. 16, Alicia McDonald. 17, Stephanie Richardson. 18, Nicole Davies. 19, Sophie Duguay. 20, Ali Isles. And 21, Kaylee McKinnon. The teams are getting ready to start at this big inaugural game, and Tamara, what can you expect for this game moving forward?
Well, looking at the rosters we have here, a lot of young players with great experience from various amount of areas. You have a lot of players who are playing inter-university squads, clubs as well, some international level as well. So we're excited to see what we see on the field here. It's a hot day. Let's see who can put forward their best foot.
And for those of you who are not familiar with Fletchers Fields is 50 years old as of 2013. I guess it's now 56 years old. It is surrounded by beautiful agricultural land, but from the time that I started in 1996, this land has been hugely developed over the years. Fans are starting to come in. It's going to be a great game. Let's get ready for the kickoff. Our referees today: head referee, Jake White. And the assistant referees are Chloe Schneider and Nicole Kovacs. Number 9 for Capilano is Christina Burnham. And actually, it's going to be Charlottetown PEI who is going to be starting the kickoff. It's going to be Capilano receiving the ball. Capilano is in gold, Charlottetown in black. We have Macy Manson taking the ball into contact. Moving the ball quickly. Big, strong forwards here for Capilano. Christina Burnham is an experienced scrum half. Unfortunate knock on there. We're going to play the advantage. Nope, he's given it to Charlottetown PI. Charlottetown will be happy with that result. They put on some good pressure there on defense.
So let's see what Charlottetown does here with the ball. Their captain here, Emily Keane, has a various amount of experience here, so she's been playing for several years. She's been playing rugby for 9 years, played for University of Prince Edward Island. So let's see what the captain has in store for her team here.
Something seems to be happening here in the scrum. A lot of times for these games to start off, it takes a little while for the scrum to get settled. Everyone's excited and anxious about the start of this tournament, and they want to impose themselves. And the scrum is definitely where that can be done. Number 9, like Tamara has said, is for Charlottetown is Emily Keane. She is the captain. She's there holding the ball. And we have a wheel. And it's going to be Charlottetown's ball. It's a great opportunity here for some of these smaller provinces to really make their presence here. Just to sort of break down that assumption that only good rugby is played in big provinces like Ontario or BC. Charlottetown probably has something to prove to show the quality of rugby they're playing in their province. Great pick for the number 8. Good ball movement. Number 13 breaks through. Great footwork.
That's Alicia Corrigan. Alicia Corrigan's one of their key players here on the team. Also went to Prince Edward Island University.
There might have been some holding on the ball there. It's now Capilano's ball, but a good run by Alicia.
Alicia has some experience with the national women's team here with Canada, so we'll see if she takes the ball in again soon.
Macy Munson there kicking the ball. It has not gone out. And there it's out. They're going to set up here now for a line out. Line out. This is our first line out of the tournament. Melissa Robinson is one of the captains and an experienced hooker. Great pass there to the centers. Looks like they're going to look to go wide here. Capilano has some strong forwards. They seem to be running the ball well. They're keeping their feet. And we have a knock on here.
There we go, free ball here for Charlottetown.
We'll take that knock on. Capilano seems to be making a few unforced errors here, and Charlottetown is definitely going to capitalize on this right now. Let's see what happens.
Last time the ball went to Alicia Corrigan. Let's see where the ball goes now, where Emily Keane decides to present the ball to on this phase here.
Charlottetown has a nice setup here. They're nice and deep. And they get the ball. They have taken advantage of this scrum opportunity. They're moving the ball quickly. Great footwork. She runs through. Nice offload by onto number 9.
That nice sweet offload there was Rebecca Chapman. Becca Chapman also played for University of Prince Edward Island. Very powerful, knowledgeable with her experience when it comes to her experience with Charlottetown.
And they're going to go the other way. A little boomerang there.
There we go. Just an unmissed pass there. Unlucky there for the team. Making their way forward now. It's going to be a lost ball for them.
It's going to be Capilano's ball here. They haven't left their half yet. Let's see if they can capitalize on this. Number 2 is actually Jillian Bogue, not Melissa Robinson. Melissa Robinson is playing number 3. Jillian Bogue has been capped for Canada. She's an experienced player, very strong, powerful player. She's moved around in positions. I think she's played in the back row a few times, but I think she's looking to get some more experience here in the front row. We already have a sub here, and it's looking like it actually might be Mel Robinson who's coming off. There might be an injury. Something might have happened. We'll have to check in with that. Good steal from Charlottetown. Great line out for Charlottetown. Proactive about that jump. They got up quickly and stole that ball. Capilano doesn't seem to have found their rhythm yet, but it is the start of the game.
Yeah, they've been forced to defend in this area right now, so let's hope that they can get this ball moving and gain some ground.
Another steal. Strong line-out jumper.
Seems like the ball is with Charlottetown. Nope, that ball may have shifted.
Capilano's going to want to move quickly here. She gets back up on her feet, moves again.
It was a quick tackle by Megan Lurkin. Also went to University of Prince Edward Island.
Capilano seems to be moving better now. The ball's moving quicker, and we go with a kick to get some territory. Great kick.
That's our first kick of the game. Right now we have that chasing the ball, Tara Campbell. Tara Campbell is currently in her 4th year of kinesiology at the University of Prince Edward Island. Also has some significant experience with 7 years experience of playing some rugby here.
Charlottetown's kick wasn't as effective, so we're going to have a line out. This is the first time I think Capilano has been in Charlottetown's half.
That's correct. Let's see what Capilano can do with the ball. This is an optimum position here for them.
This is one of their first successful lineouts. They move it well. They went to the back of the scrum this time.
There we go. Let's see if they're going to hold that ball there. Pass it out now.
Macy Munson makes a great offload.
Okay. Still in possession.
Good offloads here by Capilano. They're keeping the ball alive. It looks like Capilano is holding on to the ball. They need to release that ball as soon as they go into contact, place it quickly. And it looks like Charlottetown will kick down the field.
There we go. At this level, refs are going to be very keen on looking for those types of items in the ruck. Are you holding the ball? Are you not releasing the player? These things can be very, very, very key if players do them correctly.
I would say probably in the last couple of years, the ruck has been a real focal point on the field for referees. It's hard to get away with as much these days.
Yes, yes, a very different game than it was 10 years ago. Oh, unfortunate knock on there with Charlottetown. They will lose possession.
She looked like she got excited. Sometimes when you get your hands on the ball, you look to run before you actually catch it.
Yeah, both teams seem to be trying to find their groove.
Let's see. Nice low scrum here by both teams. Oh, a little messy there at the back, but great drop on the ball.
Way to maintain possession with Capilano with that move right there.
A little pick and go.
Ball's out, still backwards.
Macy Munson in the ruck. Looks like Michaela Nelson has been struggling a little bit with her hands. Michaela is actually a very dominant player. I live in BC and have watched her play previously. And hopefully we can see her get her hands on the ball because she is a very strong runner.
I liked what Sophie Carragher did a while ago with that last ruck. She realized that the ruck was not going to be won by her team, and she stepped back and went into a defensive position. A lot of times you do have players who are hanging out at the ruck, not really any use of the position they're in, and so for her to recognize that, shift out on defense really helped her team.
Nice. These dry Fletcher Field grounds can be a little bit hard, but we see a lot of people dropping on the ball, which is great. In a game like this, you don't want to leave anything to chance. And it looks like we have someone down here in the left of us.
Seems like she's okay.
And that looks to be Sophia Zabricki, and she's back up. We haven't seen a real dominance by any one team in these scrums. Not a lot of push forward, a little bit of wheeling, a lot of playing around there. So we'll see if we can tighten this up here. More stable, nice movement of the ball. And they get that offload off under pressure. But Capilano is pushing them back. Quick movement by the ball. Good pressure by Capilano. Not getting a lot of ground. There's Michaela. That's what we expect to see. Good, strong tackle there. Much better defense by Capilano. They're not getting much ground here from Charlottetown.
Charlottetown definitely had a big, I guess it was a recipient of that big hit, but still managed to maintain that ball, which is great.
And as we all know, good defense creates turnovers, and now Capilano has the ball. They look to move it away from the breakdown. And we're going to go back. He may have been playing some advantage there. There was a knock on, and he's going to set up the scrum again. We haven't made much ground, but we didn't make much ground because Capilano was playing strong defense. Charlottetown had the ball and wasn't able to go anywhere with that. It is now Capilano's ball, and they're going to look to move the ball out to their centers most likely. And there we go.
That's what we're looking for. Players receiving that ball with pace. That's how you're going to break the line.
Nice slower ruck.
Solid defensive line here with Charlottetown. Let's see if they can cause a little bit disruption.
They're not rushing this. They're just going to take some phases here. I think they're going to go phase by phase to move down the field here. Much better movement of the ball by Capilano. And now they're looking to move it out. Macy Munson with the ball. Strong center. Sets up a platform there.
Charlottetown's defensive line is strong here, but a bit hesitant. If they can push forward with more aggression, they can probably cause some disruption here with Capilano's ball possession.
And it looks like they already have.
Amazing.
It's Charlottetown's ball. Every time one team is sort of looks like they're going to make some headway, we have a turnover. Ball still in. Great take on the outside there. She sets it up. She's still moving forward. And there may have been a knock on. This will be Charlottetown's ball. Charlottetown has been strong in this first few minutes of the game. A few minutes, I don't know. We're probably up to.
They've been in the game. Yep,
about
been
15,
about 15
yeah,
minutes in.
We're almost 15 minutes in, and they're definitely holding their own.
Said it before, but their scrum half is Emily Keane. Emily Keane went to the University of Prince Edward Island and is currently working as a dairy farmer.
Dairy farmer. Look, isn't that? I mean, haven't they taken dairy out of the Canadian food guide now?
Yes, there's been some changes. A lot more changes need to be done, but we'll accept that first little change.
And Charlottetown looks to push the ball down the field. Not the kick she was probably hoping for, but some ground was made. As the ball finds its way into the tree line over there. I'll have to ask Davine about getting some ball people.
Number 2 throwing the ball in for Charlottetown is Fran McWilliams, also a graduate of Prince Edward
Nice
Island
movement.
University with a degree in physics and meteorology.
Well, we're seeing physics in effect right here.
Oh,
what a beautiful
what a
offload.
beautiful
Great circle
offload.
block. Excellent job by Charlottetown. Some great running lines. But I think we're seeing a forward pass.
Yeah, forward pass there. That was a nice run there with Alicia Corrigan.
I think we're going to hear her name a lot this tournament.
Recently went to tour with Team Canada's senior women's 15s team. So she definitely has some leadership and some experience to present with this team.
The score here is still 0-0, and not that we're surprised, but we are seeing Andrea Burke come onto the field. Andrea Burke is a very experienced national team player, or former national team player. She's now retired, and also a very experienced commentator. If Burke wasn't playing, she'd probably be taking our spot right now, but she is.
Fact.
So, fact. So she's now on the field, and we can expect to see Andrea's powerful running.
There's going to be a
in
change
this
in
half.
pace definitely with this game here. Looking at Charlottetown, you're looking at women that have experience from 4 to 13, so a very young team. And so significant amount of experience, but not as much as experience as Andrea Burke. So we'll see the game change right now.
Michaela's struggling with a very strong prop. And we're moving it out. Tried for a little swap there. Didn't quite make it to hand, but it looks like Charlottetown's trying to be a little bit more creative now, and it's working for them. We saw in that previous set of phases that they definitely have some attacking ability here. Jillian's setting up for her line out. They were successful in their last one. That looks to be straight. That was a beautiful line out. But unfortunately, that handoff went to ground, but they picked it up.
There we go. Unfortunate,
And
but
I think he's
still
saying
moving.
it went backwards. I think
That's
he's saying it
fine.
went backwards, so they're
Perfect.
lucky there. And they're going for a little boomerang back the other way. Here we go. Michaela's looking for the offload. Nice work. Capilano has some very strong forwards in their pack. And
Yeah,
they're
Charlottetown definitely struggled to make that tackle there, which caused them to get a few extra steps of ground.
nice offload there, back inside. And Charlottetown anticipates that pass. She gets in the middle, but she's getting pushed back into her end zone. And it's going to be Capilano's ball on the... Looks like they might have some questions. Should be a scrum there at the 5. And it will be a scrum at the 5. Capilano's in prime scoring opportunity right here.
With almost about 20 minutes in, we hope they can get this try.
Are you being biased, Tamara?
I'd like to see all teams score tries today.
Yes, in this beautiful weather, we should be seeing some free-flowing rugby, fast ball movement, and hopefully some high-scoring games. But it looks like Charlottetown has stolen that scrum.
The ball is kicked out there.
This is turning out to be a very interesting game.
With Charlottetown remaining calm in the red zone, they were able to capitalize on the moment and take possession of that ball.
Jillian had a nice lineup. They didn't even contest, which is typical when you're in your 22. Nice ball movement by Capilano. Good pressure by Charlottetown. Great tackle. And we have the turnover.
Just held on to that ball a little bit too long. Would have been nice if she passed that out. She did have the space there.
Yeah, one more quick pass and they might have been over the line. I feel a try coming on here somewhere. And it looks like Andrea Burke is in fullback position right now in case Charlottetown kicks. They might look to set it up first. If they do kick, they've gone into contact. Too much pressure there. They're going to move it forward, run it forward. But there's space, and she finds it. Great run by Charlottetown. She has nice tackle there by Andrea Burke.
That was a great run by Maggie Grimmer.
Oh!
Not only does she play rugby, but she also is a varsity hockey player with the University of Prince Edward Island Panthers.
Charlottetown's moving the ball. Gets it out to one of their strong forwards.
That's Fran McWilliam who just took the ball in. Nice pass.
I think
by Sarah McLeod.
She saw Macy coming at her and she got rid of it.
That could be a possibility.
And they're still alive. They're still alive. Goes low into the tackle. And it's still their ball. And they look to make some territory here with a kick. Can they get it back? Can they get it back?
Ball
and it's out. So the first few minutes of the game, Capilano couldn't get out, and now Charlottetown couldn't get out, but they're back in Capilano territory. We're going to have a water break here. The weather here in Ontario is quite hot. For a team like Capilano, who is from North Vancouver, they're going to be used to that temperate weather. The weather doesn't tend to get as hot in the summers in BC. So, I mean, it could be to PEI's advantage, considering they have similar heat. Maybe not. I know Capilano is a very fit team. They've been training since they won the finals in May. They've been maintaining their training, and they've been really getting primed and ready for this tournament.
If we take a look at Charlottetown, their coach, James Voy, the club is very young, he says, 3 years, and they've been undefeated for 2 seasons, didn't lose a game until this summer. So right now, we're looking at a coach that currently went to school with Heather Moisey. Heather Moisey was a national player for Canada, and she was also a national athlete for the women's bobsled team. 2 medals on her neck for that as well.
Yes, and I'm sure having a player like Heather Moisey sort of model or mentor for some of these young players, seeing where rugby can take you, has been inspiring for a lot of these players.
Yeah, the rugby in this area is growing. They're 2-time Division I Nova Scotia champions. Their Division II women's team also won their division. No junior team yet. They're still working on that, but the talent is there. Their Division II women's team won Nova Scotia division, and they're happy about that, but they're looking to progress and someday implement a junior program. That will definitely feed into the senior program and keep these teams going.
I'm going to take this time to talk and thank our sponsors for the CCR tournament. The CCRC is grateful for the following sponsors for supporting this event: the Canadian Rugby Foundation, Langara Fishing Lodge, Toronto Arrows, Pemberton Homes, Sportside Medical Services, Gilbert Rugby Canada, Adelard, Aptoella Women's Rugby Apparel, Toronto Intercity Rugby Foundation, Fletchers Fields, and Rugby Ontario and Rugby Canada.
I want to take this quick time just to speak about Marlene Donaldson. Marlene is a little bit humble, but Marlene has 23 caps, played for 8 years, also played with Team Ontario and BC Women's Senior Team. She played for the University of Toronto, where she became an OUA and CIAU All-Star and is now a member of the U of T Sports Hall of Fame. Her first club was with the Toronto Scottish. I quite remember them fairly well. And yourself.
Average team.
And yourself. They're one of the only teams to win 4 club titles in a row. Currently, that record is still standing, themselves an Irish. So she's come from a very heavy-hitting team in Toronto. She currently plays for other teams in BC as well, which we'll get to you after.
Get to you after. And we have a line out. Great line out by Julian Bogue. It's always great when you can have a thrower who can get to the back of that line out. It helps move the ball quicker, gets it out to your backs quicker. So as we can see right here, we're already on the other half of the field. I think that's possibly, no, it's not Christina. Someone's getting thrown around there. but they maintain possession of the ball and they get the ball out. Nice offload. And good support there from number 12.
Nice game-saving tackle there from Sarah McLeod.
That little water break may have been what Capilano needed because they're just pummeling forward. I don't even know if pummeling is a word, but it just sounds good right now. And she straightens up there. Almost a little high, but we're not going to get a call for that. And let's see what the call here is here. Less than 5 meters out from the try line, the ball is turned over. This is probably not what Capilano was looking for. They're moving forward so well, but something happened in that breakdown and they've turned over the ball.
Charlottetown's number 7, Nikki Triantafilou, she had a very interesting role. Once the scrum was completed, her job was really to follow the ball as an open side flanker there, and she did a really good job with that. Sometimes flankers, if you're not following the ball or you're not active on that field, you can cause some issues, and she's definitely very active and very fit to watching her follow that ball across the field.
And Charlottetown looks to run it out of their end zone. And they're going to keep pushing it up there. Traditionally, teams generally like to kick it out when they're this close to their try line, but they're probably setting it up right now. And there's the kick. Yes, we'll be joined by one of the great back row players Canada has produced, and that will be Mo McMahon on Sunday. Mo McMahon will be joining me, although, of course, I'm going to miss you, Tamara. I know Tamara will probably be partying it up for Caravana. Is that what you're doing, or are you with your family? I can't remember which one it was, but you don't have to tell me the truth. It's okay. I'm not insulted.
Tomorrow I'll be volunteering with 105.5 during Caravana.
Oh, yes. Nice movement there. Good pass by Macy, out wide. Finding those haps, that's Andrea Burke, and she's going to go for the first try of the game. And Capilano is in. Excellent work there by Cap. That was a team try. Great ball movement. And Andrea just straightened it up there on a nice inline, did some footwork, and got into the end zone.
A few breaks and a few missed tackles. And that definitely caused Andrea to find some gaps.
So it is currently 5-0 for Capilano. We're about 12 minutes left in the half. So they've had to work hard for that try. But we did say that when we saw that sub happen that it would Andrew would be making an impact. I'm gonna talk about currently we have Macy Munson kicking for. We'll see if we get this conversion. And that's what I thought would happen. Great conversion there by Macy Munson. I saw her practicing earlier before the game. Strong leg there, very accurate. And I'm sure Capilano will appreciate these kicks later on in the game if it's going to be as tight as it is right now.
7-5, it's a close game. Tons of time and tons of opportunity to change the score on this. But it's nice to see a women's team bring some tries on the board here. Let's hope Charlotte has an answer.
This is going to pump Capilano up now. You can hear their coach trying to, or actually the Charlottetown coach trying to tell them to get their heads up. They're still in this game. And I'm sure they'll, it looks like it hasn't gone 10.
Bit short.
Bit short. And it looks like Capilano is looking to scrum down at half. Definitely Charlottetown does not want to take their foot off the pedal. They're still they're in the middle of the field here. It is Capilano's ball, which is a great attacking opportunity here in the middle. You see them setting up their defense, matching up there. Lots of options here for Capilano.
Ball is out.
But again, not a steady scrum, not as stable as they would want in the position they were in. Great pressure there from Charlottetown, shutting down that run. And they get the ball.
Yeah, the defensive line is back to how it was in the beginning of the game. Nice solid wall here.
I think Charlottetown is probably aware of some of the threats Capilano has. I'm sure they've done their research. So coming up, especially on a player like Macy Munson, is going to be important. Nice kick there.
Great place to have a lineup for this team. Let's see what they do with the ball.
And again, I'm just going to wait for the ball to come out of those tree line there. Now this is great scoring opportunity here for, it looks like they're walking into their line out. And they get the ball. Three-man lineouts are really hard to defend, so it was a good option by Charlottetown to choose that. But as we saw earlier in the game, Charlottetown's defensive lineouts have been quite strong as well.
Absolutely. That ball taken in from the lineout there was by Alan Murphy.
Capilano's organizing their defense there. Charlottetown setting up their attack, putting in their strong forwards. And I think we're going to see that ball, and they go with a boomerang. Back the other way. It's a good idea to try and keep Capilano off guard. Let's see, this ball's coming out. They're going right. Good hands there. Nice, and she breaks through the tackle.
Nice. Nice little step there by Annika Dykeman.
I think Charlottetown's looking to tie in some of the quicker backs there. They are in good scoring opportunity right now. Oh, I think this ball might be held up, and it is. Looks like it's held up.
It is held up. She fell on a player, hoping to be able to have that one movement there to score the try, but it didn't quite work. That player had a good grip on her.
Good idea. Maybe next time, I think she'll probably go a little lower, but nice idea. Very close to the try line there.
That ball there brought in on the try line there was Emily Murphy. She has a lot of experience, especially playing for St. FX with 3 championships under her belt.
St. FX, the legendary rugby program there.
Yes.
A lot of talented players have come out of that program.
Absolutely.
This will be an important scrum. Charlottetown ball. I feel like they've had a bit of an edge on Capilano, and we're seeing that now. And they're moving that forward. They've managed to maintain possession, and it's still their ball. They're going to want to move quickly, and they are. But Capilano's ready for them. And I think there's been a turnover. There's been a turnover.
Been a turnover. And the ball is almost kept in.
Oh, they're going to play on.
Nope, they're going to play on.
Great position on the field. Nobody's there. Good pressure. Can she make the tackle? And that's Jillian. Jillian is a strong player. Physically strong, and a very good player.
Annika Dykeman making that tackle there with Maggie Grimmer to help with the assist tackle as well.
They've lost possession here, but if you watched earlier, Charlottetown did a great job of transitioning back for the kick. They anticipated the kick, they got back quickly, and they were able to at least keep possession of the ball, but unfortunately they've lost it here. And now we're going to see Macy with her foot on the ball. She makes good territory here.
It was an interesting decision to kick the ball in their possession here. Any thoughts on that?
I think it's okay to slow down the game. They have lots of time. There's no need to rush it. So gaining some territory, this is a great position for Capilano to be moving from. So she's made them a little bit more ground, and it's a hot day. You don't want to be grinding it out all game. So using your foot if you have someone kicking like Macy is actually a good idea.
Absolutely. I was referring to the kick before.
Sorry.
There, that chip kick there. Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, you might have won position, but it wasn't a horrible kick. But I think the bounce just
was work in their favor.
Worked in their favor.
And that's Fletcher's field for you.
Little nooks and crannies.
Yes. Good little run there.
Straight up the middle of the field. Good position. Good movement there. Fast movement. Andrea with the boot. Great take there by Charlottetown.
Great take by Tara Campbell.
Hopefully she's going to set that up there. Oh, and I see the ball flying in the air, which...
Yes.
Okay. Looks like Capilano didn't let go in the tackle, and there he's giving Charlottetown the ball.
All right, so it looks like it's in possession of Charlottetown here. Very close to scoring a try a few moments ago, but let's see what they can do with the ball now.
Again, decent territory there. Okay.
Just a few minutes left in this half.
A few minutes left in the half. Charlottetown has the ball. They've been quite effective in the line-out. And they're walking their line-outs in, gone with a three-man. Good hands, we see, just like they did last time, right off the top. Set up by a forward, move the ball out to the backs. She looks for a circle ball, but dummies it, takes it herself. The forwards are set up to take it in low and strong. Good pressure there by Capilano.
Becca Chapman taking that ball in, and you also have Emily Keane passing that ball out.
Michaela's not letting anyone through her today. Capilano's organizing well, but good ball movement by Charlottetown. Oh, back into their hands.
Annika Dykeman taking that ball in.
You can see Charlottetown has set up their forwards in little pods. It's part of their strategy, probably to hit it up there and then move it out. Little pop off to a group of forwards. Hopefully a quick ruck. As we near the end of the half, obviously there's going to be some fatigue taking on.
Charlottetown's running into a wall of defense here. Slowly gaining ground.
I think that's what we need to see, a little injection of pace here. It looks like it's getting a little bit slower, but still some good ball movement here.
A lot of players are accepting the ball while standing still or not at the pace that they want to be at, and so I believe Capilano has had a few more moments where they're accepting that ball
at
with pace. Yeah.
Here we go. Picking up the pace there. Nice
there we
ball.
Go.
It's always great when we see forwards moving the ball, getting those wider passes. It's important in this modern day of rugby that all players can have all skill sets, passing, tackling, decision-making. So it makes it for a more well-rounded game. And a little chip. Oh, pops it back in.
That's Tara Campbell keeping the ball alive.
And she pops it back into Andrea, who kicks it down the field. Bounces in and out of the field. Great ground. Nice composed kick there by Burke. This is where Charlottetown's going to look to really defensively or actually they're going to have the ball now. So either keep possession. There's probably a few minutes left here. And they're going to want to go into that half either having scored or at least preventing Capilano from scoring again. A little bit over, went a little bit deep, but definitely shows that their thrower can get it to the back of the line out.
Taking the ball in was Shea Maddie. Sorry, Maddie Shea.
And they're moving a little quicker here. Oh, that circle ball has been very effective for Charlottetown. But the support's not there. It's getting out wide quickly, but you lose some of the players. They're not getting there quick enough to support the ruck, and Capilano has turned over the ball.
There's a few times that Charlottetown looked left, looked right, and the support wasn't there in time.
Good hands. Staying on her feet, strong legs there. Capilano has the momentum. Good tackle by Charlottetown. They're not giving up. They're going to protect their try line. Excellent defensive tackle. But unfortunately, the call, we can't see from here what the call is. It might have been, I can't tell at this point. But good pressure. This is a great scoring opportunity for Capilano, but it looks like they may go for the line out.
Going for the kick.
Oh, they're going for the kick. They're going for the kick. Can't take any chances in a game this tight.
No.
You want to take points where you can, which is a smart decision.
Trust your kicker and definitely stay on point in terms of try to get those points on the board.
Definitely.
Right now, the ball is live, so Charlottetown does have an opportunity to keep possession if the ball is not scored.
And they're set up. They have some people in front of the post, some people behind. Capilano will appreciate this kick if it goes through. Later in the game, it might make the difference between a win or a loss. And you have about a minute. Macy's taking her time to kick. Macy Munson is she's been the primary kicker for Capilano this game. Strong strike there.
And the kick is good.
She's been very consistent with her kicking, and Capilano took advantage of a good opportunity there. Score now is 10-0 for Capilano. There should only be a few minutes left, and it's in this game, possibly down to
last few plays
of the game.
Not a lot of stoppage time, so this should be up. Kick is good here.
Capilano has some energy now. Nice pick there. Oh, Charlottetown anticipated that, but got driven back. Holding onto the ball on the ground.
Yes, it seems like they had a good opportunity, but lost it. They were just holding on just a little bit too long. Refs are going to pick up on these things at this level here.
It was not. I think Macy thought it was the last play there, but there's still a few minutes.
It's always a good idea.
Than a few minutes.
Yeah, it's always a good idea to ask the ref. Make sure you know how much time is left in the game. Plan accordingly. Jillian has made some great line-out throws this game.
And there we go. That actually, and that is half. At half, we have 10-0 for Capilano. That has been a back and forth first half for both teams. I think Charlottetown has come in and shown the sort of attacking threats they have for their team. Some exciting rugby being played by them. Capilano, some experienced players basically on their team. We have Andrea Burke, who came onto the pitch halfway through the half. Halfway through the half. Jillian Bogue, some very exciting players. But Charlottetown has definitely shown some excellent defense, shutting down some strong runners and some strong players. So that's been exciting to see. I'm just going to take this opportunity to again talk about our sponsors. The Canadian Rugby Club Championships would not be able to happen without the following sponsors. Canadian Rugby Foundation, Langara Fishing Lodge, Toronto Arrows, Pemberton Homes, Sportside Medical Services, Gilbert Rugby Canada, Adelhard, Aptowella Women's Rugby Apparel, Toronto Intercity Rugby Foundation, Fletchers Fields, Rugby Ontario, and Rugby Canada. So we'd like to thank those sponsors for doing what they've done to make this happen. Tamara, we obviously are, we're sort of the old girls now, hence why we're playing for Guardian Angels. Mm-hmm. And if a tournament like this had happened at your time, what are your thoughts on what would have this opportunity have been like for you?
This would have been an amazing opportunity. If I were to participate in this tournament, it probably would have been when I was with the Aurora Barbarians. We won a few national championships here in Ontario, so it would have been amazing to play against other clubs. It's always been a dream of the women's teams to see what the other sides are like, but never really had that opportunity. For Ontario's, we were able to, play with some of the players against some of the players in the national championships, but it's always better with your club teammates, women you've played for 15, 20 years.
And I think that's what makes this tournament so unique. People can say, well, I think club rugby is such an integral part of the player pathway. And also, let's be honest, it's just where you spend majority of your career. You're going to be going to practices twice a week. Even if you make rep teams or national teams, you're going to spend most of the time training with your club team. So the positive experiences you have there, the memories, the friendships you make are really important to your commitment to the game and also your development. So this is an exciting opportunity for a lot of these teams. I know for all those alumni who were not able to have this opportunity, I hope you're out there watching and supporting whoever you are looking forward to winning. We're going to take a break now. It's halftime, but we'll be back in just a few minutes. And we are back to the second half of the first game of the 2019 inaugural Women's Canadian Rugby Club Championships. The score is 10-0 for Capilano Rugby Club. We were just talking about how Charlottetown has done a great job with defense and has shown us some exciting attacking abilities. Charlottetown, if you were to compare teams, is probably a younger team with a little less experience in terms of representative rugby, but they've done a great job of keeping in the game. Capilano brought in some experience with Andrea Burke in the second part of the first half, and we saw this team capitalize on that decision.
Yeah, we definitely saw a change of pace when Andrea came into the game. She saw some great gaps and definitely scored that try. On the other hand, Charlottetown has had a very defensive game in terms of their defensive wall has been very good throughout the game. And just that one moment where Andrea found those gaps is where they had the unfortunate try scored against them.
So we're back to the scrum, which in my opinion, Charlottetown has done a great job of sort of, if we were going to say, it's been a little uneven, but Charlottetown has had some opportunities there in the scrum. That one was not one of them. And we are already at a knock-on there. Good pressure from Capilano. We can't underestimate the importance of a stable, good scrum to sort of a platform for that ball to come out of. So that would explain why that pressure then proceeds and you get a knock-on there.
With your experience in the scrum with the national team and having all those caps that you have, tell us about the importance of the front row.
Well, I'm biased, I'm going to be honest. But I think, again, it's all about your platform, where your foundation, and I sort of see set piece as that in the rugby game. You have a good platform and you have a good foundation, it sets up the rest of the team for your ability to play your structure. So scrums will never die. Scrums for life, front row for life. And a nice little dummy there. They probably know people are queuing in on Macy, so just using some different opportunities. Great pressure there on Jillian. And we've seen some of those three players that I've just mentioned, including Michaela, who just offloaded the ball, sort of a lot of hands-on, whether it's the kicking, passing, Macy again with the ball, and she's going to look to offload. Can they shut this down? Good pressure there. They shut it down just before the try line.
Good pace with those players over there at the corner there. Hopefully,
are they going to?
We can see something come from this now, and there it is.
Okay, nice low. She took it low into the try line, so great pace there by Macy, and that will be Capilano's second try of the game. This is early in the second half, so it may be one of those things, you have a halftime talk. You think about some of the things that you need to work on. We saw some things that definitely needed some work there with Capilano, and they've come out hard here in the second half.
15-0 is not a high-scoring game. Tons of time to change things around. With your experience, what do you think the captain would be saying on the Charlottetown side right now by the try zone?
I mean, for them, it's going to be, obviously, when you get scored on, your focus then becomes defense. Why did that try come in? You're going to be playing defense against some strong runners like Macy, but you got to make those tackles, especially getting your defense organized quickly in those transition phases. So set up on defense, especially on the try line, is going to be important. But when a team's moving forward like they were, it can be difficult.
On Charlotte's side, we're seeing a lot of double tackles, and not quite sure if that's their game plan or if some of the players are struggling to bring down some of the Capilano players, but we'll see what happens moving forward. It is causing too many players to be in the breakdown once we have two in the tackle and then another two in the ruck.
Yeah, I mean, then that's it, right? If you put too many people, if you don't have an efficient defensive system, and then you put too many people in the tackle, then you're losing players on defense when they're on the ground. And that kick was wide, if I'm not mistaken. Was it wide? We'll check that. We got distracted there, but I'm sure you all saw that. Nice little bounce and take there. With a straight arm there. There were some options. She went left or right. And we can see the confidence of Capilano building. with this, and I think we already have a knock on. But great pace there by Capilano, great ball movement. They're coming together, their confidence is building. Just simple mistakes there.
The kick was good, bringing the game to 17-0.
I'm getting old, my eyesight. And we have another scrum here. It is Charlottetown's ball. They're set up well there for their attack.
Very dynamic setup there with the backs.
Yeah, it makes you want to know what's going to happen here.
Definitely going to be a dummy run right there.
Oh, you called it, Tamara. The circle ball, which has given them so much success this game, out wide.
Here we go.
She pulls back the Jets there. Probably a little uncertain of her pace around the corner.
Capilano did a good job of shifting and making sure they're on that player there.
You can hear the Charlottetown coach saying, pick up the pace. That wouldn't be that's some good advice here. That's an area where Charlottetown can probably focus. It's just bringing up that pace a little notch and matching it with Capilano's pace. Get the ball out quick. And unfortunately,
looks like it's a penalty here.
Yeah, we got a penalty. They were lucky there.
Charlottetown looks to capitalize on this moment here.
I think they're going to go for a little bit of territory.
Great kick, good position there. Charlottetown's pack is solid. A lot of experience, a lot of size and strength.
Yeah, it would make sense for them to go for the lineout, as we've been saying throughout the game. Their lineout skills have been strong. They stole about 2 or 3 lineouts in the first half. So this was probably a good decision for them. They've been walking into their lineout.
So the initial play got them here, that dynamic play with the dummy ball and then the circle ball, and this is where they are now. It seems like they have lost possession and gained it back.
Yes, and it was actually Capilano who stole that ball, and now they're getting some space, and Charlottetown's in.
There we go.
Excellent ball movement. They're excited.
Try scored by Maggie Grimmer.
Great work there. Like you said, they lost the ball. They got the ball back. They maintained their composure, and they moved it out wide to where their space was. And really, rugby can be as simple as that. When your skills are on and you execute well, tries are made.
Maggie Grimmer here. She's currently has a defending MVP title with the ACAA College League. Also a varsity hockey player as well, so a double sport athlete.
Double sport athletes. There's a lot of, I mean, you're involved with sports as a teacher. We're both teachers here, and there's a lot of discussion about multi-sport athletes and the benefits of playing a variety of sports. Christina Burnham on Capilano has a background in field hockey. You have your bobsledding background, so playing a variety of sports can be very useful in terms of enhancing your skill set when you all decide to come to the sport of rugby. And we're seeing one of those skills here. We have a lot of definitely soccer players who come to the sport with their kicking abilities. And she will be happy with that kick there. That is trying to look for her number.
There we go. That's Alicia Corrigan.
Alicia Corrigan. And we've heard her name several times this game. Number 13.
According to her coach, her teammates look to her for guidance, leadership, and kindness off and on the field.
Well, they're going to be happy that she made that kick. And again, we talked about, we try not to rely on kicks to win games, but they can be so crucial in tight games like this. They can really make or break the difference at the end of the game. And again, we have the strong kicker from Capilano, Macy, going for a short 10-meter kick, hopefully looking to get that back. And they have gotten it back. And great pace there. That is Jillian with the ball. Julian Bogue.
The kickoff can be such a key place to get your team moving and keep possession of the game, of the ball. A lot of coaches are really coaching on that.
Aren't really coaching, or are.
They are. A lot of
Yeah.
teams are starting to make moves to take on the importance of the kickoff.
Definitely. If you have athletic players who can catch and who can run hard, why not? There's so much space in front of you. A little bit of pressure there from Charlottetown, and looks like they've turned over the ball.
Looks like it.
And they have.
Charlottetown has come out here the second half calm and collect.
Yeah. This is turning into a more upbeat second half.
Yes.
A little harder running, a little faster pace, and that's I think that's near the end of the second half. The end of the first half, there was that speed that was lacking, and as far as I'm concerned, speed kills. So that's something you want to maintain throughout the game. And Capilano is looking strong here in the scrum. Good pressure there on the scrum half. We might see a...
The flank came off really quickly to provide some pressure on the scrum half. Not quite sure.
It's always that fine line with flankers.
She was offside, yeah.
And they're going to want to make sure this kick is effective. Oh. And it's not going to be a kick.
Interesting over the head pass there. But they still remained possession. Lost a bit of ground, though.
And under a lot of pressure. And there we go. Good take there.
Good support there with the back three.
Nice tackle on Andrea Burke. Still have the ball, though. The defense is up quickly from Charlottetown. Trying to deny the pass on the outside. Oh. And great run there by Macy. She's a powerful runner, and she's going to get it right in between the posts. She's a hard one to take down. Capilano will be happy with that. And it should get them the conversion right there between the posts.
Unlucky fall there for Tara Campbell, who is going to make that one-on-one tackle.
Yeah, we call that the turf monster. Well, it's not turf, it's a grass monster probably here.
I am noticing that Charlotte is making more one-on-one tackles, so maybe there was a bit of talk with the coach and the team in their team huddle.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, to stop tries, you got to play defense, and you have to make your tackles. It's not there's not rocket science, but when you have an attacking team where everyone's supporting off the runner, it can be difficult. But you got to, and that's where fitness is so essential. Being able to come out of a breakdown and transition to that next phase, even though you're tired. It is currently 22-7. And Capilano's looking to make this 24.
And it is.
24-7. We are about 10 minutes into the second half. About just under 30 minutes to go here.
Tons of time.
Lots of time here. Charlottetown has definitely come into this half with an improved vigor. So they're going to take this opportunity, hopefully, to come up hard after they kick this ball to Capilano. And that will be Charlottetown's ball. And scrum down. Charlottetown's ball. This is a great opportunity for Charlottetown right now.
Absolutely. Let's see what how their back's set up here. They're not in that dynamic diamond position that they were in before. They're currently in a different position now.
A little flatter, a little
Yes.
flatter. He called the last play. We see some movement here with the 13. The Capilano scrum has made a marked improvement in this second half as well, which has been to their benefit. And we talked about the importance of a strong set piece. And a player down right now. That might be, it looks like it's Christina Burnham. Knowing her, she'll be up soon. Just taking a moment.
So that is a yellow card for Ellen Murphy.
Possibly a high tackle or something. Christina Burnham, who is down at the moment, is actually one of the members of the Canadian, was one of the members of the Canadian Rugby League team, the national team that competed, I think it was last year or the year before, in the first ever participation for Canada in Rugby League, as well as Gillian Bogue was also involved in the Canadian Ravens Rugby League team. Quite a few girls actually that are participating in this tournament. From Toronto Saracens, we have Petra Wood and Nat Tam, and I'm sure I'm missing some, but the opportunity to play a different type of rugby, similar to the interest people are having in rugby sevens. Different but similar games in some ways, but definitely each style of rugby has their own distinct sort of style to it. So that's great for people to be given that opportunity, and for some people it's one of the opportunities they can get to play and represent their country. So that's a great opportunity for them.
Rugby league is growing in Canada, and the women's teams are looking to be involved in some tours coming up. There are mention of them traveling internationally to gain some experience before the World Cup comes around 2021.
Yeah, the World Cup. It's a rough game. I've seen some of those hits. A lot of physicality in the game, but I mean, I guess rugby in general, there's a lot of physicality.
Absolutely. Just a different type of
Just
physical.
Just a different type. And again, Macy gets them down the field. They're in Charlottetown's half.
No substitutions have been made as yet. So far, we're playing with the same roster that we had in the first half.
Well, Charlottetown has only traveled with 21 players, so they'll have a shorter bench than the other teams. And I think potentially Capilano has made the one sub with Andrea.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the same, yes.
And that's going to be a forward pass from Capilano, so it'll be Charlottetown's ball. We're seeing a sort of a lack of consistency and flow. I think that's what we're noticing here in terms of it's a lot because it is so back and forth. So we're seeing a lot of it staying in the middle of the field. So hopefully one of these teams can sort of get some momentum and keep the ball alive from the set piece.
Absolutely. Well, traveling also, both these teams are traveling, and you know, they probably didn't have as much time to readjust, and the heat as well. But so far, there seems to be patches of some gameplay that I'm pretty sure that's on their mind here of what they plan to do.
But Capilano has come alive in the scrum. That scrum is an example, again, their third scrum in a row where they've driven Charlottetown back. But Charlottetown was able to keep their hands on it, but it's been a turnover there on the far end of the field. Gillian Bogue has been throwing some great lineouts. Let's see if she can keep this one straight.
Ball stolen there.
Ball stolen. I'm not sure that was straight, but I think Charlottetown. Will be Charlotte. Oh, he's saying knock on from Charlottetown. We'll see if Capilano can be as effective in the scrum as they have been in this last few sets. They're set up, ready to attack. Great alignment in the back line there. Christina Burnham moves the ball quickly out. They go for the swap to Macy. Andrea's outside of her. Quick pass out to 12. And then we're going back the other way.
Nice little gap there.
Number 10 for Capilano is Shannon Craig. She's moving the ball well right now. Shannon Craig seems to be from Oxfordshire County in the UK. She is a physiotherapist, and she's also studying to be a teacher as well. I guess she must have a physiotherapy background and is looking into being a teacher.
Charlottetown's gameplay here. Now we have the more one-on-one tackles that we just saw, and then you have one player coming in quick to steal the ball in the ruck. Player not releasing on Capilano's side, and that's how they have possession of the ball.
Yeah, when you get those positive tackles where you're moving people back, supporting that and wrecking and then stealing that ball can be so much easier.
That dramatic tug there shows the ref that the player isn't releasing, and then that's how you get the ball.
Yeah. And there we have Charlottetown. Quick ball, great ball movement there. She sees the hole, but it's shut down quickly. Ball's out. It's not quite getting their hands on the ball, but they still have possession. Ball went backwards. Going for the swap ball. Charlottetown has been effective with that. They've been doing a lot of swaps and circle balls. Making progress on the far right side of the field. But they're getting driven back by Capilano, who may have stolen. Yeah, the ball has been stolen, and Macy has the ball. She's running hard on the outside there. She's going to get through, and she's down. Quick turnover there. Great smart thinking by Macy. She must have picked up that loose ball and gone on the outside. And sometimes we don't always cover that blind side properly when we're so focused on the breakdown. The score is now 29-7 for Capilano. They're starting to pull away. And some of it may be fatigue there on Charlottetown's for them. And we talked about that defense. You got to keep that defense going the whole time. I am a member of West Shore Rugby Club, and West Shore Rugby Club played Capilano in the finals. Throughout that season, West Shore had beaten Capilano twice. When they got to the finals, one of the things that their coach talked to me about yesterday was just the fact that their focus was maintaining that pressure, keeping that pressure going throughout the game against West Shore in the finals. And it obviously benefited them. They ended up winning that finals by 1 point. So Charlottetown, their focus right now is to keep the energy up, and even though they might be tired.
Losing by 1 point must have been very difficult. Tell me about the pace of that game.
Well, I think Capilano came out really strong in the first. Oh, this may be Macy's first unsuccessful kick. Very close to unsuccessful because it went off the bar. In that final, and also noted by their coach, Ann Huang is their coach, and I talked to their assistant coach, and he was just mentioning that that first half, there were a lot of opportunities they had in those first few minutes of the game that they took opportunity and they capitalized on opportunities they had. It was a close game, and they also in that final had a roster that they had come together. There's a lot of injuries that season, and in the final they finally had their full team together, which is always when everything comes together at the right time, and you peak at the right time. That's really what that season's all about at the end of the day, and they came out strong in the first half. So I think it was just capitalizing on those opportunities. Unfortunately, West Shore definitely made some mistakes, but Capilano came out hard, and they're here in the finals, or sorry, in the championship.
So the winner of this game will move on to the finals at the end of the day tomorrow.
Great offload there, and that's Demi Stamakakis.
Some good pace here. Looking for support.
Demi is also a very strong ball runner, very powerful. Number 16. And she looks like she will be in the front row with Jillian and Michaela. So that's nice, what we call, we're trying not to call subs anymore. We're trying to call them finishers or impact players. They really are coming in to finish the game, and that's the sort of gameplay we want when a sub comes in.
Coaches now are really coaching with the idea of having finishers or impact players. A lot of these players coming in do have a task and a role on the field, and their teammates are well aware of it. So when they do come on, you do see a change of game or a change of pace or some type of switch in their game plan.
And I think that's so important. It not only does it change the team culture when you know that your role, even though you know everybody tends to want to be on the starting lineup, but when you know that you have a specific role coming off the bench, it can make you feel so much more a part of the team, and think less I guess, poorly about not being in the starting lineup. But impact subs are so essential in teams at this level and this high performance level.
Now, just remember, Charlottetown is playing with a player down. Emily Murphy is on the sidelines with the yellow card, so she is looking to re-enter the game.
And there looks to be a penalty here for Capilano, and they're going to put it in the hands of Macy to get it down the field. Yeah. Good kick there. Almost in the 22. And now the subs are coming in from Capilano. First with Demi, and now 21, Anna Very. Good hands there from the jumper. Shannon sends it out, a little whipper.
Stephanie Richardson has come in for Charlottetown now, and coming off for Stephanie Richardson, we have number 6 as Megan Larkin.
And it's looking like this is a water break now. The sun is starting to come down here in Markham, Ontario, but it is still hot. We're in the last probably 15 minutes, just under 15 minutes or 15 minutes in the second half. So fatigue is starting to set in, and we're seeing those subs being made.
It's a good time right now to mention some women powerhouses right now taking part of this tournament here. We have Davine Burton, who's been having her hands in a lot of rugby in terms of supporting. She's been involved with the BC programs. She's been involved with the York University programs, and now she's involved in this. She's also been involved with the Jamaica Sevens program, and so a lot of her donations, whether it's financial or even time, has been made to all these programs to ensure that women do have a safe space to play rugby and will continue playing rugby at different levels. Then you also have Sportside Medical. Karen Kroback has been involved in the different levels, whether it's national, Special Olympics, even the club side here, and her tent is propped up here and providing some medical assistance for all those players. And last, you also have, but not least, you have Barb Mervin, a big powerhouse in the national program, but also making sure women have beautiful, comfortable clothes to wear when it comes to being on the rugby pitch with Aptuella.
Yes, definitely. And Barbara Mervin is a member, now the director of women's rugby at West Shore Rugby Club. And I'm sure she's thinking about putting together a team for this season that will hopefully be at this tournament next year.
It's always good to see women who've played at a national level giving back to those who are looking to pursue a career, whether it's club, whether it's inter-university, or even on the national side. But it's very important that we all give back however we can, whether it's financial, whether it's time, whether it's coaching, or even on the medical side.
And we're back, starting off with a scrum, Charlottetown scrum. And previously we've been seeing Capilano a little bit more dominant in the scrum, but this water break may have invigorated Charlottetown, and hopefully it has.
Scrum has been turning a lot today, so not sure if that's part of the game plan or if there's some type of issue happening in the front row or the second row.
There's always something happening in the scrum.
A lot of scrums today. A lot of scrums.
A lot of scrums today, which could also be why there's a little bit more fatigue than normal. And good pick up there from a little bit of pressure. There's another solid scrum from Capilano. Put a little bit of pressure on Charlottetown, but they still have possession of the ball. And they're moving it out wide. Nice.
That would have been a nice goal if that ball was in hand.
If the ball had made hand again, it's just that execution. They have the right idea, and again, it all comes down to execution. And she's going to find that hole. Good offload there in the contact. Out wide. Pops it back inside. A little bit of ball movement there from Charlottetown. They're connecting. The support is there. Nice pot of forwards out a little wider. But Capilano is setting up they're giving them enough time for Capilano to set up their defense. And the ball gets turned over. And number 10, Shannon Craig finds a hole right in the middle of the field. Offloads there.
Good tackle there made by number 13, Alicia Corrigan. Game-saving tackle there with that one-on-one.
And that is great movement after turning over the ball. Capilano did exactly the right thing there. As soon as you have a turnover, you want to try and move that ball away from the breakdown, and they did just that. And they found themselves there on the far right, left-hand side of the field, close to the try line. And I think actually the try was given. They got that try. Try was given. Excellent.
Ref spoke to the sideline, and the try was given.
And we're seeing that Capilano has now started to pull away inch by inch. Score looks to be 34-7. For those that can maybe see the scoreboard at the field, that is, unless they've updated it, they've now updated the score. It is 34-7. We'll wait and see if the conversion is made. It's a little wide, but definitely possible with some of the kickers we have within this group of players,
So based on your experience here at the national level, what do you think Capilano might be saying in their huddle right now, knowing that the score is 34-7 with maybe a few minutes left in the game?
At the end of the day, like some of these games, it's like practice. They have their eye on the prize, right? They're looking to win this tournament. So they don't want to let up. They're going to want to keep pushing hard to the end. They'll get their break tomorrow. Tomorrow's Saturday. They don't have any games tomorrow, and the games will resume on Sunday. So they're going to want to keep developing as a team, and then take their break on Saturday and come back strong Sunday if they finish this game with a win. And it's looking like they will. They'll be playing the winner of the second game today, which is at 7 o'clock, Toronto Saracens versus Rugby de Quebec. So that will also be another exciting game. It reminds me of those Ontario-Quebec games that we used to play back in the day. Obviously still do. I'm just not there. But that should be another great game to watch.
Absolutely. So you're currently staying in BC. Before BC, Marlene had some time with the London Wasps, also played with the Velox team, and now is currently playing with West Shore. So tell us about your experience moving from Ontario to BC with the change of weather.
From Ontario to BC. Like I said previously, the weather in BC is a little bit more temperate, but it's why I moved to BC is for the long season of rugby. I just finished playing in England with the London Wasps, and I wanted to play rugby full year, and this is hence why a lot of players are actually making that decision to move out west so they can play more rugby. This is why competitions like this are so important. 1 or 2 extra competitive games a year is really important, and we see Demakatis running. She's such a powerful runner. If you're going to tackle her, you got to get low. And great offload to another strong runner, and Julian Bogue. The floodgates are opening here.
That's the pace that we like to see here on the rugby pitch. Nice, hard running with some good support.
Again, the importance of those finishers. Demi has played with the BC Senior Women and has been on the long list with the Senior Women for Canada. She's a carpenter and project manager and has played the piano since she was 4 years old.
Nice.
$39-7 is the score. With looks like to be just under 10 minutes left in the game. And as we said earlier, Capilano's not going to let up. They're going to either try and get their subs in to get them some game time before their second game, and they're going to want to keep pushing forward. They have to focus on the goal of that for themselves at this tournament.
Just a bit wide.
Just a bit wide and in front of the post there. But Macy's been kicking some great balls this game, and her kicking record this game has been excellent. So she should be happy with that. Charlottetown, we don't want Charlottetown to let up here, although it is 39-7. They're going to want to prepare for their second game as well, whatever game that may be, and take advantage of these high performance games that they have at this tournament. Great pickup there from Charlottetown. Nice offload. Nice strong. Another great offload.
Right now we have Sophie Duguay, who's on the pitch now, number 19. Off the pitch we have number 11, Maggie Grimmer.
And they're going to go for a line out. Charlottetown knows they have a strong line out. So that is a good decision for them. And you can see them starting to set up. They have various configurations. Nice and steep here. With some forwards, they're doing a 3-man line out. They walk in, and their forwards are there supporting the back line. So we can expect, if they get the ball out, some good offloads. Strong run there for Charlottetown, number 12. Quick movement by the ball.
Just an unlucky drop there. Let's see if they maintain.
Good pressure from Capilano. This is where Charlottetown just wants to focus on possession and play some simple rugby until they've drawn in some of the Capilano players. Good strong run by the forwards. Good pressure by Capilano though,
nice
but
step.
Too high.
Nice step.
Nice job there
and
for Charlottetown.
Nice support. Nice support. Nice step and nice support. Try scored by Tara Campbell, number 15.
So Capilano's defense came up hard, but they didn't break down just before the attack, and the defense was sidestepped, and the great support there from Charlottetown.
Absolutely.
39-12. They're going to be happy with that try late in the game.
Good offload, and then also a good try scored by Tara.
Hello?
They have number 13 kicking, and we've heard a lot about number 30, Ashley Corrigan.
So Alicia here, once again, does have some experience with the national team.
Yes.
So she will take her time with this kick and make sure that it's through the posts.
No, sorry, I did see that. No, I've just been setting up for, I'm doing some live streaming of some rugby games in Markham today, so. Yeah.
Great kick there by Alicia.
Yeah, no worries. Okay, thanks.
And their Charlottetown coaches saying 4 more minutes, don't let up. that sort of positive talk, get the energy up, keep it up tempo for the last 4 minutes of the game.
Anything's possible, and coaches always have their game plan and their expectations for their players and their captains. So it's not necessarily always about the score, but it's about what is done on the field.
Definitely. Unfortunate mistake there from Charlottetown.
Yes, that's going to be a knock on there.
That will be Capilano's ball. But as we've seen, Charlottetown can be effective in the lineout, so they could potentially steal this ball. But that's a successful lineout from Capilano. Fastball move out to Shannon Craig, their number 10. But the ball spilt up into Charlottetown's hands. Knock on from Capilano. Charlottetown will get a scrum in their 22. It'll be important here for Charlottetown to keep that scrum steady and ideally push them back. Get a nice, sturdy set piece there.
For Charlottetown, we do have Kaylee McKinnon, who's also on the field now. And that's number 21. And out again.
Nice job here from Charlottetown.
Nice hard running,
and as we said, they have some great attacking threats. Good options in the backs there.
That's Kaylee McKinnon with a great run.
When they string that together, they are so successful.
Dangerous when their pace is on.
Swap there. And Charlottetown makes it there. Kicks the ball, but comes up quickly on defense. Charlottetown's quick to reorganize, and they look to steal that ball, and Capilano's called for diving over the bar, not staying on their feet. It's going to be Charlottetown's ball.
Refs are really looking out for diving over the ball. Very dangerous. This is another item that you can't really try to hide at the level here.
Yeah, you got to stay on your feet, be in control of your body. And they keep the ball in and straight out. And it's going to be Charlottetown's line out again. This is a great opportunity for them. It looks like they'll be sticking with the same line out. Previously, Capilano has been more effective in defending. Smart move by by Charlottetown.
Forwards did a good job keeping possession there. Seems to be possibly lost ball, though.
Lost ball. Saying the ball's gone backwards, but it's gone backwards into the hands of Andrea Burke, who's passed it off. It's out to the outside there to number 12.
I'm pushed out of bounds.
Sorry, number 22. Number 22, Rachel Linton. Rachel Linton has been working hard there on the outside. She's plays for the University of Ottawa and is a sales rep in the craft beer industry. Craft beer is very sort of a hipster thing in British Columbia, probably all around Canada.
Messy ball, the ref's going to call that.
It's going to call the knockdown. And again, Charlottetown's trusting their lineouts, and they're looking to get closer to the try line here. And that's a good kick there from Charlottetown. It puts them in a great try position. Time is winding down. So they'll want to take advantage of this opportunity here. They're about 5 meters out from the try line. You can see their forwards.
Their forwards are set up there with the backs in a pot of 3.
Good ball. Nice strong run there from number 7. Nikki Triantafilu. Great last name.
Nikki Triantafilu is studying respiratory therapy at Thompson Rivers in BC.
Another try there for PEI. Their hard work pays off. And that looks like it's the end of the game. Final score for this game is 39-19. They were, I'll have to confirm whether that, I guess it wasn't a try that was made there, but excellent front foot there for Charlottetown and a strong way to finish the game. But Capilano RFC has won the first game of the tournament 39-14. It is probably be about 30 minutes before the next game. So we look forward to our second game today at 7 p.m. between Toronto Saracens and Rugby de Quebec. That will be at 7 o'clock. I'll just remind everyone we are very grateful to all our sponsors for the sponsors of the Canadian Rugby Club Championships. Canadian Rugby Foundation, Langara Fishing Lodge, Toronto Arrows, Pemberton Homes, Sportside Medical Services, Gilbert Rugby Club, Adelhard, Aptuella Women's Rugby Apparel, Toronto Intercity Rugby Foundation, Fletchers Fields, Rugby Ontario, and Rugby Canada. Thank you, fans, friends, and family for tuning in to the first game of the tournament. We will be back for 7 o'clock where we'll see Toronto Saracens play Rugby de Quebec.